Everything to do with the Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot drama is also not helping at all in the least. In fact, it's only making things worse for the Disney image, for the overall Snow White box office results.
Disney doesn't know what a Disney princess is anymore, which is crazy.
What was this Academy Awards? Anyway, feminist Conor McGregor.
Who the fuck is that guy?
It's a weird walk for a weird broad, and I don't like her.
It is, and it's really mean to put her next to Gal Gadot.
What if Disney just took a sledgehammer to its own fairy tale? Picture this. Gal Gadot, the evil queen of their Snow White remake, gets the axe, and the internet loses its mind. Was it a clash with Rachel Zegler, the new Snow White, or did Disney panic under a storm of fan backlash? This drama's got more twists than a poisoned apple, and it's threatening to bury a classic before it even hits the screen. Let's unpack the chaos, the rumors, and the fallout that's got everyone talking.
So from the casting to the class politics, politics, the regime politics, everything about it was liberal. Snow White is generally understood to be a very, very white person. And in this case, they decided, nope, no, that doesn't make any sense. So I don't think we're allowed to say that, right? I was referring to the movie as sand beige.
The news hit like a thunderbolt. Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman herself, is out as the evil queen in Disney's live-action Snow White. No warning, no fanfare, just a bombshell that left fans and insiders reeling. This wasn't some quiet recasting. It felt like a seismic shift for a film already drowning in drama. Some say it's tied to Rachel Zegler's headline-grabbing antics. Others whisper Disney's execs hit the eject button to save face. Gadot was supposed to be the menacing heart of this reboot, a big name to balance Zegler's rising star. So why ditch her now? The real shock was still to come.
Well, the primary suffering is being sent in by my company to watch a children's movie as a single man, like 2 p.m. on a Thursday. That was the first part that was a little bit weird, but I was basically the only person in the theater.
Rachel Zegler's been stirring the pot since day one. She didn't just step into Snow White's shoes. She took a swing at the 1937 original, calling it weird and outdated with its stalker prince vibes. Fans who grew up singing "Someday My Prince Will Come" weren't having it. Social media lit up with cries of disrespect. Purists accused her of trashing a Disney icon, but Zegler doubled down, pitching her Snow White as a leader, not a damsel dreaming of love. It's bold, sure, but did it light the fuse for Gadot's exit? Rumors say her comments spooked Disney brass, worried about box office blowback, and that's just the start.
And so I've got some bona fides here on being fair. The movie was absolutely terrible. In every way that the movie differed from the beloved 1937 original, it was worse. This movie was like you took the original Snow White and just put everything through this filter of liberalism. It wasn't through a filter of Japanese anime, it was through a filter of liberalism.
Gal Gadot had her own vision. She wanted an evil queen with depth, not just a cartoonish villain twirling a cape. Early leaks hinted she'd bring nuance, blending menace with a modern edge. Sounds promising, right? But Disney seemed laser focused on Zegler's Snow White, pushing a narrative of empowerment over fairy tale balance. Gadot reportedly fought for more screen time, more complexity, stuff that'd make her queen unforgettable. Insiders claim she clashed with the director over key scenes. Frustrated, her ideas got sidelined. Was she too big a star to play second fiddle? Things were about to get messy.
But it's no really knock on her. If you did the autobiography of Malcolm X, would you cast Tom Hanks? If you remade Moana, would you cast a little Irish guy? No, you wouldn't. So that was off the top.
It is not racist to suggest that a character who is described in the original as skin white as snow, that is literally how the character is described in the original, that's a character description in the same way that, as you mentioned, in Moana.
The set turned into a pressure cooker. Whispers of Zegler and Gadot butting heads started leaking out. Some say it was pure personality clash, two strong women vying for control. Others point to a deeper rift, Zegler's vocal pro-Palestine stance versus Gadot's proud Israeli roots. Neither's confirmed a feud, but the timing's suspicious. Tension spiked after Zegler's Free Palestine posts, while Gadot's faced boycott calls over her IDF past. Did politics poison the vibe? Crew members allegedly saw icy exchanges, and reshoots for a third-act showdown ballooned out of control. What happened next would shock everyone.
And so this bizarre fixation with race shifting everything, but only in one direction by Disney, obviously is quite strange. I want to get to this politics of it, because obviously this was a big thing for Rachel Zegler, the star of the film. It was a big thing for all the left-wingers who made the movie.
Disney hit the panic button hard. The UK premiere canceled. The US event shrunk to a whisper. No red carpets, no big interviews, just a tight leash on anything that could spark more headlines. Insiders swear Bob Iger lost it in a closed-door meltdown, fed up with the PR nightmare. Word is, he grilled execs on why this film's a lightning rod. Gadot's firing supposedly came straight from that blowout. They wanted her to stick to a scripted promo plan, but she pushed back, craving freedom to address the mess her way. Disney wasn't budging, and just like that, she was gone. But the fallout was only beginning.
Very few people wanted to see this. Even the little kids who like Disney movies, even they don't seem to be turning up in droves for the movie because the movie is really, really bad.
One of those things that I think everyone's going to have their assumptions about what it's actually going to be, but it's really not about the love story at all, which is really, really wonderful. And whether or not she finds love along the way is anybody's guess until 2024. All of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby.
Fans split into warring tribes overnight. Zegler's supporters cheer her gutsy take. Snow White as a badass boss feels fresh to them. Gadot's camp, they're fuming, calling it a betrayal of a star who could have saved the film. Social media is a battlefield. Some blast Zegler for sabotaging a classic. Others say Disney scapegoated Gadot to dodge bigger issues. Conspiracy nuts even claim it's a setup. Gadot acts to make Zegler the sole focus. Whatever the truth, the venom's real. Hashtags like number justice for Gal and number Zegler ruined it are trending hard, and the stakes keep climbing.
They replace the prince with a common criminal. So there is a prince-like figure, but he's no longer a prince, he's a criminal. And I think this plays first into the class politics of the left, which hates even the very idea of aristocracy or nobility.
The box office buzz? It's grim. Analysts predict a ghost town opening. Kids aren't begging for this one, and adults smell a train wreck. The controversies, Zegler's rants, Gadot's exit, the woke rewrite are drowning out any hype. Disney's stuck. Pump cash into a sinking ship or let it fade quietly. Some say they're banking on Zegler's star power to pull a miracle, but with premieres axed and faith fading, it's a long shot. Could this be the flop that makes Disney rethink its remake obsession? The next twist might tell us.
She's right. They clearly want to diminish the love story. I think after the backlash from those comments a year and a half ago, whenever they were, they did beef up the love story a little bit, but nevertheless, he plays an ancillary role. And you see this in the fuller scope of this politics.
Gadot's not taking it quietly. Close sources say she's gutted, poured her soul into this role, only to get blindsided. She saw the evil queen as a chance to flex her range, not just cash a check. Now, she's reeling, stung by the public boot and the whisper she clashed too hard. Will she fire back with a tell-all interview, spilling the dirt on Disney and Zegler, or stay classy and let it fade? Her fans are begging for answers. She's not one to stay down long, but this hit deep. Meanwhile, the clock's ticking.
One of the most annoying contrivances of Hollywood in the last 10 years is the notion that a woman can physically beat up a man. You saw it in Star Wars. You see it in practically every movie out of Hollywood. And they go for that. You know, this little girl is physically beating up men with crossbows in armor. It's totally preposterous. Then the common criminal comes in. He does sort of win her heart. They team up together, and this leads you beyond the class politics, even to just the regime politics.
So who's stepping into those wicked shoes? Rumors swirl about recasting. Names like Angelina Jolie or Cate Blanchett get tossed around, but nothing's solid. Disney might shrink the evil queen's role instead, leaning hard on Zegler to carry the film. Can she? Her Snow White's got grit, but the baggage, fan hate, Gadot's shadow, a shaky script might be too heavy. Teasers could drop any day, showing how they'll spin this mess. Will it dazzle or flop? One thing's clear, the drama's not done yet.
It's about a kingdom. You know, she's a princess. Her father is a king. She's inheriting a kingdom. Here, they've kept the minimum amount of kingliness that you possibly can to maintain the story. They've replaced all of those elements with lowercase d democratic elements. So the way that she wins over the kingdom is not by taking her rightful throne, it's by flattering the guards who are trying to kill her. It's basically by being a good retail politician. The fact that she can shake hands and kiss babies is how she does it. It just takes a beloved movie and makes it much more boring and much less realistic. The movie is really, really bad.
Disney's Snow White was supposed to be a fairy tale glow-up, but it's a full-on meltdown instead. Zegler's bold mouth, Gadot's shock exit, and a studio scrambling to save face. It's a saga wilder than anything in the Brothers Grimm. The film's fate hangs on a razor's edge. A hit could redeem it. A bomb could haunt Disney for years. Here's the kicker. Will all this chaos end up bigger than the movie itself? Stick around, because this tale's far from its happily ever after.